Hey everybody, Sean here, and welcome to Revealing Truth. And special thanks to Mark Scott for sharing this. Here's the video clip we're looking at where Tim Sheets says that an angel walked into his room and told him he's an apostle. And it's just a preview of his live video that'll air in a couple of days. But this is confusing because we already did a video on him as an apostle and one of his bogus prophecies. So I'm not sure if this is him with new information or if he's retelling the story of how he became an apostle. But regardless, he's not one. And this short clip today is all we really need to hear to know that his experience wasn't what he thought it was. Let's remember one thing before we watch this. The devil masquerades as an angel of light. Joseph Smith saw what he thought was an angel, and from that experience, we now have the cult of Mormonism. Mohammed also saw what he thought was an angel, and now we have the loving religion of Islam. So keep that in mind, but let's continue.
I was praying over my apostolic assignment, telling God I don't want to do it. And an angel came into the room. It was a light being. Had features, but it was light. I don't know how to describe that. Very tall, a being of light, though there were features about him. Very powerful features, but it was a light being, and I fell and laid over against the wall. I didn't know what to do. Never seen anything quite like that before. And the angel spoke this message to me. You are to begin to say and say publicly that you are an apostle for King Jesus in his kingdom. Do it publicly. Well, at that time we were on TV, so it's going to get out pretty good. It's not like I can hide it to a few prayer warriors. A lot of people are going to know this. We were on TBN for an hour show back then. And it's going to get out. And I wrestled with the Lord about this. I had driven to Indianapolis. You don't fly there, it's 2 hours, so you just drove it. And on the way back on Saturday afternoon, I kept saying, why do I have to do this? I don't want to do this. I don't even understand anything about it. Back then, I didn't even know what an ecclesia really was. And I was fighting this, just let me do what I've been doing. And I said to the Lord, just tell me why I have to do this. And he said, because I can't do what I want to do in the region if you don't. I took that wrong, completely wrong. Because in my thinking, I was like, in fact, I remember hitting the steering wheel. This is a lie. God can do whatever he wants, whenever he wants. He doesn't need me to do it. And so I came back, and I didn't get up that Sunday and say, I'm an apostle of King Jesus for his kingdom. I didn't say anything, and it was the worst sermon I think I've ever preached.
So what do we conclude from that? He didn't say he was an apostle, and because of that, it was the worst sermon ever? So I guess he eventually agreed that unless he took that title, God actually couldn't do anything in that region. Because, as we showed before, he does believe he's an apostle. And let's just say that it was Jesus who chose the apostles. Never did we have an angel deliver such a message in the Bible. And in the Bible, people knew who the true apostles of Jesus were because they walked with Jesus and they saw them doing all sorts of miracles in his name. So what's the truth here? Is Tim one of the people we're warned of in 2 Peter 2:3 that's just making up stories to deceive people? Or did he actually have an encounter with a fallen angel? I think those are the only two options. Tim is a player in the NAR movement, and yet another person that's been on the Sid Roth show more than once selling his goofy products in God's name. And as usual, there's no proof of his story with an angel and him being an apostle, so you just have to take his word for it. Anyhow, we're going to leave it here for today, but feel free to leave your comments below, and until next time, take care and God bless.